Hello, I am Kym, and this is Pigeon. Pigeon, do you want to greet the camera? Oh, okay. I see there are 3 of you tuned in. Thank you for joining me. If you joined early and are foam rolling, feel free to continue to do so throughout this intro. You might also use this time to finish setting up. I will not be playing any music on my end of the camera, but you are welcome to on yours. I suggest having a wide variety of props available to you. Some things I suggest are soft, flexible props, yoga mats. I'm partial to blankets, and towels also work. Soft, thick props, such as pillows, and then stiffer props, such as these yoga blocks and foam roller. But you can also use books or Tupperware. Other useful props can be chairs, stools, what else have I used? Walls, doors, all sorts of other things that you'll discover what works best for you. The benefit of doing this practice on YouTube Live is not being able to watch each other and compare or judge yourself or judge other people. You can really focus on having your own personal experience, yet also knowing we've set aside this time for this experience. We will begin with a short movement flow followed by a seated meditation. Tonight we'll do 3 yin postures before final relaxation. If the pose doesn't suit you, you are welcome to do a different posture, meditation, or exercise as a substitute. There will also be transition time between the yin postures for movement or stillness of your choice. During this time, there is no right position or correct alignment of traditional poses because we're not adding any force and there is no progression goal. For each yin posture, I'll suggest and demonstrate several different setups to feel lines of fascial tension. That's that connective tissue in your body. I'll start with very few props and fairly simple variation, and then add variations and props. While I demonstrate, I really suggest that you use this time to experiment with different propping and different setups, even if you've done this many times before. And then after my demo, I will return to a seated position to watch the clock for 2 to 3 minutes. The position you land in should feel safe to release all muscular effort and tension while experiencing quiet sensations. This is a practice of patience, stillness, and subtlety. Let's begin. We're going to start in a kneeling lunge position. So 1 knee back and 1 foot in front. Wherever is comfortable for you, I suggest having just something padded underneath your knee and a wild-eyed cat to distract you. And I'm going to begin by engaging my glutes, squeezing my butt cheeks together, engaging my abs slightly so that my spine is supported, and then gently pressing my hips forward. I'm going to feel a gentle stretch in the front of the rear leg. So in this case, it's my left side. And just go leaning as far back with the chest, opening in the front, stretching in the front of the hip. It might be a very small motion. And then I'm going to use my front leg to push my hips back, sending my hips back, straightening this front leg, folding forward over this front leg. I'm going to feel a stretch in the back of the front leg, in the calf, hamstring, possibly the glute, right? You might rest your hands at any place. You might leave the toes on the ground or sort of ankle pointed, or you let the foot flex up. And then we're going to flow in between these 2 positions. I'm going to inhale here, opening the front of my body. Exhale, hinging hips back, stretching the back of my body. Long lines of stretch. Shouldn't feel any point of pressure or tension. Lines of tension, lines of stretch. And flowing on your own breath rhythm. Smooth, long inhales. with long exhales. Taking another round or two. Finishing when you're ready. And switching sides when you're ready. Getting set up on your other side. So, taking the time to start in an intentional way, not just rushing in, feeling solid and balanced, making sure if your knee and foot are on like sort of an imaginary balance beam, you're going to feel super tippy, so make sure you're giving yourself a good foundation. And then engaging your glutes, engaging the abs, leaning into the front leg so you can open the hips, just feeling that little bit of stretch first in the hip and then having it move up and down, letting the chest open. If you don't keep the glutes engaged, right, and keep some engagement, you can just flop forward, and right now we are not doing yin. Stay engaged. And then we send the hips back. Open in the back of the leg, find that place that the hands want to go. Find the angle of the ankle, the amount of bend or straighten in the front leg. You can hold on to other nearby props. And then we'll flow, inhaling and opening a long line in the front of the body. Exhaling, stretching in the back of the body, the back of the leg. Flowing at your own pace. Feeling a connection between movement and breath. Feeling the stretch in different places in your body. Taking another round or two. Moving at your own pace. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch sides again. No rush. Pigeon, why don't you use this one? Okay. So on this side, we're going to start nice and upright and begin with a twist. If my right leg is in front, in this case, I'm going to extend my arms and then twist so my chest is facing the leg that's in front, in this case, my right leg. Twisting, looking over my rear arm. Staying tall. And then I'm going to come forward. My hands are going to come to the ground. I'm going to keep a bend in the front leg. And I'm going to tuck the back toes, extending the back knee to feel engagement in the glute, the rear glute. And then bringing my knee to the ground, coming up and open into this twist. Inhaling here, exhaling, hands to the ground, engaging and tightening a long line in the back. Inhale, lifting, opening, twisting in the torso. Exhaling, hands to the ground, long, tight line, engaged. flowing at your own pace. Taking another round or two. When you're ready, switching sides. Taking your time. Getting yourself set up. And then beginning with that twist, feeling the engagement of the twist and the engagement in your torso, through the shoulders, and then placing both hands on the ground, feeling steady, keeping the bend in the front leg. You could also, if this feels too much, you could grab a prop and have your hands higher. Extending the back leg, feeling the rear glute engage to get that extension, pressing that heel out long, returning the knee to the ground, opening up in the twist, inhaling here, exhaling, grounding, lengthening, engaging, inhaling, opening, twisting through the torso, exhaling. Move at your own pace, on your own breath rhythm. Feeling free to modify the pace, but also the breath connection. You can certainly take one full round of breath in each posture. Taking another round or two. Coming out when you're ready, taking any little transition you need. We'll get set up for our meditation. We want to sit comfortably in your meditation. So if there's a chair or stool or something you can sit in very comfortably, feel free to move to that. If you're sitting on the ground, you can sit with the legs folded back, the legs extended out in various ways, or legs crossed. In whichever position you choose, it's really wise to sit propped up on something. I could even prop up on multiple things. But sitting on the floor, propping up, even if you think the floor is comfortable, being padded and propped certainly gives you more comfort and room in the ankles, knees, and hips. For our meditation today, we're going to do an alternate nostril breathing, and I want you to think of it as just another method to bring awareness to your breath, to help you filter out the other distractions. It's not designed to create equal breath in both nostrils. It is entirely natural and normal for one nostril to be more blocked than the other. There's physiological reasons for this. We're not going to go there. But we're not trying to create that equalness. And if one nostril is entirely plugged, that's fine. You just move through, you're still going to get enough air. And you can it's still a visualization of sort of airflow and even just sort of blood flow in that nostril. So just to be aware, we're going to begin with sort of a normal meditation. We'll move into the alternate nostril and conclude with normal still meditation. Just so you are now warned that that's coming. So getting yourself comfortable, have palms down, up, or clasped in your lap. Eyes closed or a soft, steady gaze on the floor in front of you. Settling into stillness. Letting your mind and body let go of the need for action, for doing, for movement. Letting go of the need to accomplish things. Simply observing where you are, how you feel right now, without any need to respond or react, to change or to do. How are you arriving to this practice tonight? And now taking one hand, feel free to watch me while we get set up. Taking one hand, you can use thumb and index finger. You can also more traditionally fold down the index finger and middle fingers and use thumb and ring finger. You can support that hand and block one nostril. You can either block it partially or fully. You can block it down low or up high. And then exhale out of that one nostril. Inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, switch. Continuing at your own pace, on your own breath rhythm. then when you're ready, after an inhale, releasing that hand. And gently lengthen and deepen the breath. Long, full inhales. Long, full exhales. And feeling how your breath moves in your body. The different parts of your body that are affected by the movement of your breath. Nod your chin towards your chest. And opening your eyes and reintroducing movement. Rolling shoulders, rolling your neck. Perhaps some side bends. Perhaps releasing the legs and giving them a little rub. We'll do our first yin posture. So for our first yin posture, we're going to do a legs crossed position, and we've got a variety of different ways you can do this. We're aiming to feel connective tissue in your hips, particularly your outer hips, and then also along the spine and up through the back of the neck and into the forehead, but primarily starting in the outer hips is the connective tissue we're aiming for. So you could start with a very loose cross to the ankles, just ankle over ankle. You can also do ankle over knee, tightening it up. If you do less than that, careful that you don't cause too painful of a crease in the ankle. So ankle over knee, or going across towards knee over knee. I cannot get to knee over knee, but some people can, but that's the direction of cross. So from a very loose to a very tight cross, and wherever you land with the cross position, then allowing release through the spine and the back, folding forward. Now, lots of options to add propping and variations. So in addition to changing the leg cross, I might choose to lean in slightly different directions. Might change the emphasis in my hips slightly. Other options are to prop the hips. So I can add propping underneath the hips, blankets, blocks. I can still change how I'm propping in my legs. I might choose to prop underneath a knee. I might choose to prop underneath my forehead. So lots of options, and feel free to create your own. With your own practice, you might discover ways you want to lean against something, or a prop that you have that I don't have that supports you just so. The idea is to find a position that helps you feel that connective tissue, and then prop yourself in such a way that you feel safe, that your muscles don't need to protect you from going too far or going too deep and injuring yourself. So find that position and then find the props that suit you. So now, having given you time to make your adjustments, now trying to let go of the fidgeting and fussing. Trust yourself that you are now safe. Settle into stillness. With each breath, allowing yourself to let go of muscular holding and tension, to find softness and space. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Feeling your breath in this space. And then gently coming up. You might be in a hurry to unwind the legs. You might also use this time to sort of begin to explore movement in your upper body first. Taking this time to transition however best suit you. You might sit in stillness, or you might take more active counter movement. And when you're ready, beginning to set up the other side. So I did left over right, and now I'll be doing right over left. Whichever you did before, do the other version. So crossing the other leg over. And it's not uncommon for this position to feel drastically different than the other side, for the hips to feel very different. So go through all the variations again and see what feels best on this side. It does not need to match. You want to find the place that feels right, that feels like the good stretch in your hips, And if it doesn't look the same as the first side, that is absolutely fine. Adjusting the angles, adjusting the propping. Adjusting where you put your arms, what feels safe, what helps you let go of that effort. And finding that satisfying spot where you feel safe, where you feel just that gentle line of fascial stretch. This is a passive place, allowing gravity to be the only assist and your breath to be the only movement. You do not need to strive for change, yet change will occur. Allow yourself to simply watch the shifting sensations. Gently lengthening and deepening your breath, and then using those breaths to help you gently sit up and out. And again, taking your time. Exploring any movement or stillness. And then when you're ready, begin setting up for the next yin posture. Just slide myself down a little bit. So for this next yin posture, I'm going to begin with both legs facing the same direction. So both knees going one way, both feet going the other way. And sometimes we refer to this as sort of a 90-90 position, 290 degrees. But in Yin Yoga, this definitely does not need to be 90 degrees. In Yin Yoga, this is often called the stag position. You might choose to have the knees tightly bent or closer to 90 degrees. You might have them sort of very close together or further apart. We're looking for lines of fascial tension and stretch, again in the hips, and then we're going to move into the torso. I'm going to face away from my feet in the direction of my knees and place my hands down. And you might choose to stop right here. Or I might choose to walk my hands out or walk my hands into a deeper twist. And as I walk my hands out, I might choose to stay here or come to the forearms. I might choose to come further to the ground or into the twist. And as I come closer to the ground, I might choose different places for this arm. Feeling stretch and lines of tension through the torso, and in this case through my right arm, this arm that's back of the twist. And then this might be a uncomfortably unsupported position, so depending on where you are, you might choose to prop the torso. You might choose to prop the forehead. I could choose to prop higher. I'm gonna go like crazy here with the propping. But you could certainly have, if I had a chair nearby, I could do even more. So options with how you set up your legs, with where the angle of the torso is, and with how much you prop yourself. I could also prop knees and ankles if I was getting pressure points or places of tension in there. So setting yourself up in your twist. It takes time to settle and to stay in a position for your nervous system to get the message, to shift gears from moving and doing and holding and protecting There might be resistance. There might be distraction. Always coming back to your breath to help you stay in your body and to release that tension. Gently lengthening and deepening your breath. Feeling these deep breaths in this position you've landed in. And then gently coming up and out. And again, taking any movement and stillness that calls to you. You might choose to swish the knees back and forth, or you might choose to come to the hands and knees. Then we'll set up the other side. I'm going to actually face away from you to begin with, simply so that you can get a really different angle on this. So I'm going to begin with legs on the other direction. So before my feet were to my right hip, and now my feet will be to my left hip. And then, just like before, you might find that this side feels drastically different. No need to force it to be anything else. Find the level of twist. Find the angle of the torso. Right, it might take moving in and out. Find the line for that arm. And then find the props that help you feel supported. In the arms, in the torso, in the hips or the knees. And then settling in. Getting lost in your breath and in all the little sensations in your body. Observing your internal landscape.
Gently lengthening and deepening your breath, feeling your active breath in this position. And gently coming up and out. And as always, you might choose to find a neutral position to simply observe the changes in your body, or you might choose more active counter movement. And then we have our last yin posture, whenever you're ready to get us set up. So for this last yin posture, as always, lots of variations. So I'm going to begin with this folded leg position. If this posture in itself is too intense on the ankles, having your ankles drop off the back of something. So right now with my shin supported higher than my toes, that lessens the pressure, and I can certainly add a fold in the blanket or another blanket to prop up even higher. So that's one option for the ankles. If I want to feel some inner thigh, inner groin, hip action, I can go toes together, knees apart, and then just coming forward with my torso, wherever that is, or I might choose knees together. So knees together or wide, arms back to the side or forward. If you're looking for more through the arms and the shoulders, I might choose the arms extended and palms together or palms facing each other. Or I might even choose bending the elbows, palms together or apart. And then I might choose options to support my torso. I might choose options to support my forehead or my arms, or my forehead and my arms. And there are many, many more variations. Explore what feels right for you. Whether you want to emphasize in the back, in the groin, in the shoulders. Finding the place that you need to release, that you might be holding chronic tension, or perhaps are just overworked and sore. Letting go of all action. Letting your breath be the only movement. Letting your breath be enough. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. And gently come up and out. Taking any movement that is right for you. And then when you're ready, we're going to get set up for our little relaxation. We don't have a lot of time. We've already used up a lot of our time together tonight. So just keep that in mind as you do any final movements and get set up for relaxation. As you get set up, you might want propping underneath the knees, underneath the head, underneath the low back. You might choose to cover the eyes. And as you lie here fully supported and comfortable, letting your body find ease and letting your mind watch your breath flowing in and out. With each breath, letting your body sink into the floor. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. And reintroduce movement, rolling ankles, rolling wrists, spreading fingers and toes, spreading and squeezing. Perhaps stretching out long and big and petting your pet. Getting into a ball. And then from here on your back, rubbing your hands together. placing your hands over your eyes, and then letting your fingers massage your scalp and your brow, your temples, perhaps your sinuses, your jaw, perhaps rubbing the ears, the back of the neck. And you can always do this more while lying in bed, but now we're going to roll over to your side. From your side, using your arms to help you gently sit up. And we'll conclude with 3 breaths together. Together, inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. In through the nose. One more. Thank you to the 4 of you who have joined me this evening. You are welcome to share your experience or feedback or questions. You can do so in the chat, and you can also email me, Kym@zested.net. Also say that I know there are 4 of you, but that's all YouTube tells us. So feel free to just say hello or thank you or anything in the chat, just so that I know you are there. I might know who you are. And then you're welcome to visit our website. You can join our mailing list or follow us on Instagram or Facebook. And then we'd appreciate any support. You can donate to paypal.me/zested. And you can also show your support by spreading the word and sharing this with friends and family. One last piece of news. We will be here next week, the 4th, but the following Sunday we will not be here. We'll be on our own Boundary Waters vacation. So thank you so much, and have a peaceful night.